and talking about their strategy now and how they're going to try to run the clock out. And you might see maybe a couple other guys come in there that might run that don't run in this situation to get their chance. Here's the kickoff by McFarland. And it's right down the middle, and Burnett wants it back at the 8. Lost the football, has to pick it up at the 5. Here come the troops, and Burnett breaks one tackle, but not the next one, and he is railed and dropped. And it'll be 1st and 10 Chucks at their 14-yard line. And let's see, Josh Scott, again, getting off the bottom of the pile. Number 80 having a whale of a game on special teams. Scott, the 5'8", 162-pound senior, he lowered the boom. And I can see his father down here, Al, is up and jumping up and down. Josh is a special teams player. He's one of those role players, but, boy, he does his job so well.
And I'll tell you what, Punxy is almost bobbled and fumbled just about at least 3 out of the 4 kick returns. And with that speed that Bradford has, if you're going to take an extra 2 seconds to get all the ball, you're going to be kissing it real quick.
So the Owls line up defensively here. 1st and 10 at the Punxy 15, and the Chucks with the football. Down to 1:55 to go here in this third quarter. All Bradford. Owls 27, Punxy nothing. Here's the rush coming in. Martin throws it out, or a check that picking up Martin last year. White throws it out there. It's incomplete. Intended for Bish. He goes down hard, and Brent Robb, who knocked him down, helps him up. And it will be 2nd and 10 for Punxy.
Now they went to the well, Frank. That was that wheel again, and this time you're not going to catch him. Linebackers out in the flats where they needed to be. O'Toole where he needed to be at halfback. Nothing there.
You know, another thing we can point out here is, I mean, we're talking about the players, the execution, but the coaches made some adjustments at the half, and oh my. I mean, the defense didn't need any tuning. The offense, as you said, a little tuning here, and all of a sudden, it's 27-0. Here's White giving it to Burnett up the middle, across the 15 to the 20 to the 22, and it will be 3rd and about 4 yards to go for a Punxy first down.
And you made a statement of chess playing, and that's so true because you want to do that. Bradford played that 40 front the whole first half, and already in the third quarter we watched a 50 at least 3 times. So they're playing right back into their hands. Say, hey, we were successful with a 4, now we're going to switch on you. So if you tried to make some type of adjustment to it, now you're going to get messed up even more.
Yeah, they got Brent Robb right in the middle there, as you mentioned. He's almost playing like yeah, he is. Moving around like a nose guard. And Stu White sees enough of that.
Like it.
3rd and 5. Punxy, Kevin T. Berry, Barry Batcha, and Sarah Smith with Owls football on WESP. Here they come again. The rush is on. The pass is intercepted and dropped. Oh, my. Josh McCready had it, but just couldn't quite get it as Bish and him tangled out there at the 25. It's incomplete, and the Chucks will have to kick it away.
That break on the ball, it doesn't get any better than that, Frank, in coverage. His 12 to 15 yards in the flats. He follows the quarterback. He goes the way the ball's going, and he just breaks on the ball. What a super job by Josh.
Wiesjock dropping back to the Punxy 45, awaiting the kick. Now Punxy's got another kicker in here, and it looks to be Pete McDonald. Here's the Pete McDonald's kick. It's away, and Wiesjock will call for the fair catch at the 42-yard line. Punxy gets great hang time, but the Owls have it, and now they can run some clock and send the Chucks home and back to Punxy.
Here he goes. He's making some substitutions, which is a very smart move right here. Keep everybody healthy. We've got a whole herd of them going in right now. We'll get your numbers out for you. Definitely see Morgan O'Brien going in the backfield, Josh Holleran going in the backfield. And you start picking up some of the other names here, Frank, that you're more used to. Looks like Jake's going to take him under center at quarterback for Bradford, senior Jake Wells.
I would imagine you'll see the Owls defense, starting defense probably in there. And here we go. Kyle McFarland is the center for the Owls, and they line up. Josh Scott is the tight end to the right. We'll run down some of the names for you. Here's Morgan O'Brien sweeping to the right. O'Brien turns the corner, but can't quite get around it at the 45, and he'll lose a couple of yards there. It'll be 2nd and 13 for the Owls.
Yeah, it'll take the second group just a couple snaps to get their feet wet here and just get a feel for the ball. At fullback will be Scott Abrams, a senior, 174 pounds for Bradford, running from the fullback position.
That offensive line for the Owls, left tackle Joe Reinhardt, right tackle Al Priest, tight end Josh McCready, your inside guys, Brent Robb at left guard, Tyler Arlington at right guard, and Brian Wallace at center. What an outstanding job they did and on that offensive line there, including your 2 wide receivers, Jake Wells and, of course, Jeff Kleinberger with their stock blocks. Tremendous job blocking. Here's a handoff to Josh Holleran inside the 45 down to the 41, so he's close to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10, and that's the end of the third quarter of play. It's Bradford 27, Punxy nothing. This is Owls football on WESB. Nothing in the Owls with some of their substitutions. And, of course, along the way, Dan DeCourt coming to the left side. And Kevin Isle trying to throw those in. Colts in motion. It'll be the fullback, Scott Abrams. Scott Abrams breaks one tackle, runs to another guy, and Abrams gets a couple of yards. That'll bring up fourth in a kicking situation. And the Owls, I believe, are going to kick it away here as they bring their special teams players in. And they're going to bring their first team unit in? Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
okay, just for special teams and defense.
Yeah, definitely. That's one position that you really don't want to mess around with here to get something crazy happen, a high snap or something fumbled.
John Colts, Jordan Evan, Dan DeCourt, also Scott Abrams. We have Dan Lyons and Rocco Lenz, some of the Owls backups in there now for Bradford.
Yeah, Sean Clark was in there playing tight end, number 83 senior, getting some action in there at tight end. He's a special teams guy for Bradford.
Andy Snyder is standing back at his own at 12-yard line, waiting the kick from Jake Wells. Brian Wallace is the long snapper, a perfect snap, and Jake Wells' kick is away. Oh, a high kick by Wells. This one's going to hit, take a Bradford bounce. Oh, and it goes into the end zone. Thought for a second it might not, but it is. It's a touchback. And the Owls now, the only thing left is to preserve their shutout. 7 straight quarters of scoreless football for the Owls. And if they can string together another quarter here, this will be 2 straight games that the Owls have shut out the opponent. But we're going to see some subs come in here.
Right now, you got Dan DeCourt, like you were saying, back in the secondary. You got Kleinberger working the safety. Josh Hollern out on halfback. You've got inside will be Josh Scott at middle linebacker, and Josh Clark on an outside linebacker.
So Punxy and Stu White with the handoff, and it will be to the tailback. Burnett trying to get outside. Oh, they've got him. Josh Scott all by himself out there, one-on-one, dropped him. Yeah. 2nd and 10.
He's used to playing that one-on-one coming down the field because when you're playing that type of special teams, you're always being blocked one-on-one, and he knows how to work off it.
Okay, the defensive captain right now is Scott Abrams, and we'll try to get some of these guys. Your interior lineman, Dan Lyons, is the right end. The left end is Sean Clark. You have...
Al Priest is still down at tackle.
Well, he's in there. Al's in there along with Jordan Evan now.
Yep.
So the Owls are putting their subs in. These guys work so hard in practice. Here's the pass by White. It's going to be intended for Bish, but the reason why it's incomplete is Jeremy O'Toole lowered the boom. And Sean Clark was there as well, but O'Toole knocked him down. Incomplete. Clark came in and finished him off. It'll be 3rd and 10.
This Mike Culligan defense is so disciplined. You go from first unit to second. In the end, and outside linebacker go where they're supposed to go. That's unbelievable sometimes in this level of football. When you get down to your backup, sometimes they come in a little bit, a little bit shaky and stuff, and they want to go right after football, which in today's football, you can't do that. You have to play a role, and you have to stay with your key, and that's exactly what this team does.
The Owls are 2-0, looking to go 3-0 in the season. 10-10 to play, 4th quarter. Bradford 27, Punxy nothing. Chuck's in the I formation set with the receivers to the right and left. White wants to throw. The rush is on. Priest gets him. Almost intercepted. Dan Lyons almost had it picked off. And Al Priest lowered the boom. And I'll tell you what, Stu White, the senior, went down hard again. He has been on the turf all day long.
That looked like Sam Adams at the Bills game right there. That lineman, big guy coming up, knocking the ball down and ready to run to the end zone. Boy, that'd have been pretty, but he did a super job knocking the ball down.
Our 4th quarter contestant as part of Toji's touchdown sweepstakes is Tom Zimbardi. Tom, if the Owls get a touchdown here, you get a dinner special, Toji's Family Restaurant, Toji's touchdown sweepstakes. Weesjock is deep for the Owls, and Sean going to let it go. It's going to take a Bradford bounce and then go right out of bounds over in front of head coach Mark Kirk. So it will be 1st and 10 Owls. And the Owls leading 27-0 will bring in their 2nd unit again. A great job there by the special teams Owls.
Boy, it'll be a nice boost to see a second team take the ball down on a nice drive here and put it in the end zone. The only thing I'm fearful of this is Tom Zimbardi winning that coupon and Pick getting it away from him. So whatever you do, Tom, if we get a touchdown here, you better hide it because Pick will be after it.
That's a good one. John Colts coming to the sidelines. The Owls actually had too many men on the field. John recognized that and came over. John Colts, one of the Owls seniors, and Dan DeCourt coming wide to the left side. The Owls in their double wing. In motion, it's Morgan O'Brien. Here's Jake Wells rolling out to the other side. Wells looking to run, and Wells breaks a tackle. Oh, and then Wells falls down at the 49-yard line. Jake had it broken, but it looked like he slipped on the turf, which is not very good in between the two 40s, and Jake goes down. It'll be Second and long for the Owls with 9:40 to go here in this fourth quarter. The countdown to victory is on, friends, with the Owls comfortably in front, 27-0. All that's left is the shutout.
Yep. What's the final score going to be?
Well, Punxy still has some of their varsity players in there, and it's a good test for the Owls. Some of the backups in here. In motion, it's John Colts. Colts sweeping to the right side. Colts needs a block, cuts it back. John gets ping-ponged around, and he gets dropped at the line of scrimmage, and it will be third and long for the Owls, who are just basically comfortable trying to run the clock out here.
Oh, definitely very comfortable at running the clock out, getting these guys some play time, getting these guys pulling out of their positions, working some different formations. It's all good for the end of the season. So if we have a tight game and we need to give someone a blow, these guys got some varsity play time.
That's right. And there's quite a few guys out here that don't see action other than special teams, and this is gravy time for them. In motion, it's Colts. Wells rolling out to that side now. Wells wants to throw. Jake looking, throws downfield, has Abrams. Oh, it's incomplete. And Wells got hammered down there and goes down hard. But what a great throw by Wells. Abrams just couldn't quite corral it down at the 35. And it'll bring up fourth in a kicking situation for the Owls.
Yeah, that was an excellent called play. It worked. It was working actually in that last play, but Jake, we lost a little bit on footing. But this time it was there. It was close. Bradford will get that down. We're fine-tuning now.
You know, if Wells had kept his footing on that the second from last one there, he could have rolled out way out to the right. There was no one there. He could have probably run for 30, 40 yards. So Wells standing back at his 39-yard line and getting set to kick it here. Snyder deep for Punxy. 8:40 to play here in the fourth quarter. Wells, another good kick. And Snyder calls for the fair catch. And right there in his face is Josh Halloran and Brent Robb. So it'll be first and 10. Chuck's going the other way. And the Owls going to bring in Sean Clark, Jeff Kleinberger. We have Dan Lyons, Jordan Evan, Dan DeCourt, Al Priest, Scott Abrams coming in defense along with Morgan O'Brien as Bradford goes to their backups.
Punxy is not going to their backups. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces still in there. To me, I think this is the wrong way to take it for a second-year coach, Mark Kirk. He needs to get these guys out, get these other guys some play time, like we just spoke for Bradford getting varsity play time. This will give Punxy's guys some varsity play time, and maybe you can take a peek at someone you haven't really got to watch in practice, and maybe someone's going to stand out for you in that second group.
8:34 to play. The countdown to victory on. Owls 27, Chucks nothing. Here is White, the senior quarterback for Punxy, readies the troops. White going to give it to Burnett. Oh, no, he's going to roll out. Back to pass. Now he throws, and it's caught. Caught by Snyder at the 30. 35, and Snyder gets railed out of bounds. Great tackle there by Dan DeCourt. DeCourt, a 5'8", 147-pound senior, comes over and gets him a lick out of the sidelines.
How about Jeremy O'Toole? Mr. Everything tonight. That ball was in his hands. How it slipped through. He's punching the ground, wondering how it slipped through himself. Snyder making a good catch on it, but Jeremy O'Toole right there. Good break on the ball.
You know, the Owls' defensive ends, Arlington and Colts, and then you've got these backups, Clark in there along with O'Toole. They got a lot of talent at defensive end. Here's the fullback, and coming straight ahead is Adam McCulley, the junior. McCulley gets maybe a yard or two. That's it, and it will be third and long. 8:15 to play. The Owls 27, Chucks nothing.
Tell you, it's real nice tonight calling out all these new names. Josh Scott in there on his solo tackle again, getting up off the bottom of the pile, doing a super job on special teams this evening. It takes every part of the puzzle to come together, and Bradford's just got it all this year.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the Owls special teams was really dynamite tonight too. The field goals, and of course the punts. I mean, that's a very important part of the game. White back to pass, throws, intercepted by Jeff Kleinberger. Kleinberger at the 40, midfield. Kleinberger down to the 45. Jeff to the 40. Kleinberger to the 35, and Kleinberger all the way down to the 31-yard line. Senior Jeff Kleinberger, who plays mainly offense with the INT. Kleinberger is 6'3", 161-pounder.
I'll tell you what, Frank, what a super job. You teach these kids, keep running while the ball's in the air back, then plant your feet and break back onto the ball. So many times a rookie backfield guy will stop when the ball's in the air and it goes over his head and the guy catches it. What a job of backing up, then planting when the ball's in the air and intercepting that thing. It doesn't hurt to be that tall either. What is Jeff, about 6'5"?
Well, I used to coach with Bill Kleinberger in the midget football league. I know Bill real well, and we were hoping, Jeff get a pass. Well, he caught an interception tonight. That is one for the highlight reel. Here's Colts sweeping to the right side. John needs a block. Colts inside the 30, down to the 29. That's it. And with 7:20 to go, it'll be second and long. But, you look at that, there's a split end who sees a lot of action offensively. Had a couple passes thrown his way. One was tipped, the other one was short. But he comes up with an INT.
Yeah, that was incredible. Nice catch. That was a nice catch. We got to tell everybody out there, too. That wasn't an easy catch. Jeff left his feet, went straight up, and that was a tough catch, and he brought it in. Nice job.
Kyle Schaefer, a 5'11", 150-pound junior, running the play in for the Owls here as Danny DeCourt comes to the sidelines for a blow. Here's Wells putting O'Brien in motion. Morgan trying to sweep that way. O'Brien cuts it back. 35-30, 25-20. See you later. Touchdown Owls! Morgan O'Brien off the left side of the line. He burns the Chucks from 30 yards out. And the Owls lead 33-0. How do you like that?
How about it, Frank? Morgan O'Brien, run back and give your fullback Scott Abrams a pat on the back because he stuck somebody out there that allowed him to make a cutback. Morgan does it, runs in untouched. What a nice job by the second group. Pick, whatever you do, leave Tom's gift certificate alone.
Tom Zimbardi, our Toji's touchdown sweepstakes winner, Toji's Family Restaurant. In to do the kicking now for the Owls is Bob Colts, the sophomore. Here's the snap. The put down by Colts. The kick. Colts is up, and it is good. So Bob Colts with an extra point. Bradford now leading 34-0. This is Owls football, WESB.
This football broadcast is brought your way by a special group of sponsors, including Fairway Ford at 472 East Main Street in Bradford. For fair deals on vehicles, see Fairway Ford. Zippo Manufacturing in Bradford, inviting you to visit the Zippo Case Visitor Center on Zippo Drive. And Northwest Consumer Discount Company, your hometown money people.
4-0. And Morgan O'Brien, a 30-yard touchdown run. Sean Wiesjock, a 58-yard run. Wies has an 18-yard score. A couple of Kyle McFarland field goals. And Aaron O'Toole, the 28-yard run. And the Owls 34, the Chucks nothing. Bob Colts getting set to kick off for the Owls here. I'm looking, they've got some of their backups in here now, and I'm trying to get a look and see. Here's a squib kick. Gets away. One of the Punxy up men will take it, and I'll tell you, the Owls got down there and hammered him again.
That looked like me with a pitching wedge, Frank. I got to the ground before I got to the ball. Just little nerves on the kick guy, and I think he got the ground before he got to the ball. But, hey, if that's the only mistake tonight, we'll take it. Barry's writing as fast as he can write over here. How about this for touchdowns? 2 plays, 2 plays, 3 plays, 2 plays on those drives. Is that unbelievable?
Did they soften him up in that first half?
Oh, adjustments, chess game.
Bob Colts coming out there and ping-ponging around as he comes out and getting some high fives from the players, and some of the sophomores now getting some playing time here. Varsity experience. Stu White under center, the Punxy senior quarterback. White wants to run the option. Here's the toss to Burnett. 35, 40. Oh, and he's lassoed and thrown down in the flat. And coming up to make the play is senior Scott Abrams. Abrams, one of the backup linebackers, lassoed him and threw him down. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Abrams taking right over for his starting role man, taking the pitch man and grabbing him and throwing him down. Super job.
Abrams, I watched when he played JV last year, one of the toughest customers out there. Unfortunately, at his position, there's 2 really tough kids ahead of it. A lot of competition there. But Scott Abrams has stayed with the program, worked hard, and that's a tribute to Scott Abrams. What a job this senior has done. Here's the handoff inside to the fullback, McNully, and he gets across the 45 to the 46, and it'll make it 3rd and 3. We're down to 5:50 to go. It's the Owls 34, the Chucks nothing. If you just joined us, the Owls had 9-0 at the half. A couple of changes, and all of a sudden that sweep, and they were into the end zone. Wiesjock a couple of touchdown runs. O'Brien with a run. In fact, I thought what really sealed it for the Owls was their opening drive of the third quarter, Kevin. They came out, took it down the field, and got stopped. Oh, well, we'll kick the 28-yard field goal. Kyle McFarland, and it was 12-0, and you could really see it. It really took the wind out of Punxy's sails. Here's a broken eye now. They load the fullback to the left side. The Owls with a 5-man front here. And lining up in the middle is Abrams. Option right. White. Oh, Josh Scott hammers him, and then they finish him off over on the other side there. And Jeff Kleinberger, Al Priest coming up as they help Josh Scott out there. It will be a first down, but I'll tell you what, White paid for it. Down to 5 minutes to play, friends.
I just can't emphasize how much the Bradford defense is playing where they need to play. Jeremy O'Toole had the pitch man that time. I know we keep saying this, but they're running the option. They tackled the quarterback, but Jeremy did his key, and he went up and stuck the pitchman and laid him out on the ground.
I formation. It will be Burnett. Burnett coming straight ahead, breaks the tackle, looking to break another one, and Kleinberger stops him after a first down at the 36-yard line.
The seniors on the side are cheering on their defensive second group right now. They'd like to see him walk away with a shutout here. Good team sport. They're all jumping up and down for him right now. They caught us in a little bit maybe of a pitch, and they shot the A-seam and beat us on it, but let's see if we can hold here with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the fourth.
Punxy with a slot to the right side here now. McNully, the fullback, along with Burnett in the run spot for Punxy. It will be Burnett. Burnett coming straight ahead, and he's slowed up. Jordan Evan got him along with Scott Abrams after a yard gain. That's it. It'll be 2nd and 9 with 4:20 to play.
Yeah, Jordan Evan doing a super job coming in there off the corner and grabbing him by the leg, and he wasn't going to let go. Jordan's 224 pounds, so he wasn't going to drag him very far.
And you know what? Jordan is an excellent skier, too, for that size. The countdown to victory is on. 4 minutes to play. The Owls 34, the Chucks nothing. The Owls looking to go to 3-0 on the season at 2-0 in District 9. And Punxy setting up in the I formation here with a receiver to the set, to the left and to the right. Here's the fullback, McNully, coming straight ahead, and he gets a couple of yards there. It will be 3rd and about 7 or 8 to go.
I just been calling out some names I usually don't because we're so used to those seniors pounding it, but Dan Lyons, a junior, in there on a solo tackle doing a super job pulling them down for a short gain. Bradford looking good right now. They just had that one pull off. Bradford's definitely rooting for zeros there for Punxy tonight. I kind of like to see the 2 zeros up there myself.
Yeah, 7.5 scoreless innings for your Bradford Owls, or frames or quarters if you want to call it that. I'm thinking of baseball and how the Pirates are doing tonight. The Owls showing that 5, now a 6-man front. Oh, and they lost the football. It's loose. And I think the Punxys, well, the Owls say they have it. Who has it? It is Scott Abrams. Scott Abrams comes up with a football. 1st and 10 Owls, and the Owls shutout is still preserved with 3:05 to go.
I think what happened, Frank, just by watching it from right here, I was kind of keying on the quarterback. He didn't think it was going on the first count, and the center hiked it, and it just fell between his legs, and Scott Abrams shot right in and said, listen, if you don't want it, I'll take it.
Well, Tyler Hopkins now going in as the quarterback for the Owls. Tyler Hopkins, a freshman. That's right, a true freshman. It's not like these freshmen in college. They say redshirt freshmen. To me, they're a sophomore because it's their second year of playing eligibility. I don't like that red shirt.
Tyler's a nice-sized quarterback, too, for freshman. He reminds us of Jake last year. He's 6 foot, 170 pounds.
Here's Morgan O'Brien off the right side of the line. O'Brien 35, 40, and out to the 41-yard line with 2:50 to go. It'll be 2nd and probably about 5 or 6 to go for the Owls.
Frank and I are just getting a little bit laughy, and you just can't believe how these guards are pulling and pancaking these people. It's almost like you couldn't script it right now for the opening year to be 3-0 in the way these guys are playing.
The Owls will be on the road at Warren next Friday night. 7 o'clock is the kickoff. Hope to see you over there. If you can't make it, of course, we'll have it on 1490 WESP. And going wide to the right side, I believe it's Kyle Schaefer. And in motion now, here is Josh Holleran. Holleran cuts it back up the wall. And Josh got the boom lowered on him there. Great tackle by Punxy as the Chucks have put a couple of their subs in. We're down to 2:10 to play. It'll be 3rd and about 6 to go. The Owls 34, the Chucks nothing. And I'll tell you, the Owls giving the Chucks a little home cooking here tonight as they lowered the boom in that 3rd quarter when they outscored Punxy 19-0 to break this game wide open.
And Punxy's just starting at 2 minutes to take really out the Snyder just went out, and there's still one dirty uniform left in there.
O'Brien in motion. It will be the fullback Abrams. Breaks a tackle. Scott Abrams across the 45. Midfield down to the 45. And Abrams with another first down. It's 1st and 10 Owls. And the drive stays alive with 1:40 to go. Although the Owls are ahead 34-0, they're just trying to sit on this one and run the clock.
Back up fullback Scott Abrams, 174 pounds, carried 4 chucks, 7 yards.
So let's see if the Owls maybe take a knee here now. I would think Hopkins might take a knee here. Dan DeCourt going to the right side. Hopkins obviously waiting for the 5 count from the official. Gets it. Holleran in motion. Here's Holleran sweeping to the left side, trying to break outside. There's a flag on the play. Very few flags in the second half, and it's either a hold against the Owls or something like that.
Oh, they're signaling hold on Bradford. That's going to come back.
So the Owls will go to 3-0 overall and 2-0 in District 9. And this is, we're going on, friends, almost 8 quarters of shutout football here.
I think we are going to finish with 8 quarters with shutout football. And now we're going to turn around and head over to Warren next week, and now we're going to see a whole different ball game because Warren loves to run out of that wishbone.
And they love to run their quarterback, too.
Oh, their quarterback is, Bradford has definitely got their work cut out next week with that quarterback of Warren's. He's piling up the yards on the ground and in the air.
We'll see how he does against Franklin tonight. Franklin, one of the top teams in District 10, has a really good team coming back. Warren is 1-1. Franklin's 2-0. So that's a good matchup over there in the Dragon City.
Here comes the knee that you talk about. Tyler Hopkins brings him up under center, and he's going to take the knee. Excellent sportsman move by Coach Ackerman here.
Down to 1 minute to play now. The Owls JVs will be on the road at Punxy Monday night.
Bradford's happy just to wait till that official puts up his hands for the 5-second count.
Here's Hopkins, takes the knee, and the countdown to victory is on. 45 seconds to go. The Owls 34, the Chucks nothing, and that sends a lot of the fans now out to their aisles and on their way to the parking lots. And the Owls will run one more play, and that'll be it. A big win for the Owls at home here, and again, a statement game as the Owls coming out and trying to establish that, number one, their home record is intact. They haven't lost here in 4 years. Number two, that, if there was ever a playoff game that had to come through here, you're in for a beating. And number three, to really show these other teams here that you're going to get worn down. We're going to, we may not score on the first drive, but we may come back in the third and fourth ties and score you. And down to 5 seconds to go. There it is, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the victory in hand. Your Bradford Owls 34, Punxsutawney nothing. Stay tuned. The postgame show is next.